U.S. captures survivors after Caribbean narco sub strike amid Trump's anti-drug campaign. Washington officials announced that the United States has taken into custody several individuals who survived a recent strike on a suspected drug-carrying submarine in Caribbean waters. The operation marks the first known capture of survivors since President Donald Trump began a series of aggressive anti-drug attacks in the region last month. Trump publicly confirmed the target was a narco sub, describing it as a vessel built solely to transport massive drug shipments. Historically, Colombian traffickers have used low-profile semi-submersibles to move cocaine from the Caribbean toward Mexico and the United States, a practice dating back to the 1980s. In recent years, cartel leaders have invested in more sophisticated, fiberglass hull submarines capable of crossing entire oceans with large cocaine hulls. Thursday's raid is believed to be at least the sixth U.S. strike off the Venezuelan coast since early September, and uniquely, it produced living survivors who were later rescued by a U.S. Navy ship. Their exact fate remains uncertain, as officials have not disclosed whether they will be treated as prisoners of war, criminal defendants, or something else entirely. The strike was not publicly acknowledged by the Trump administration, which cited operational security and anonymity. The latest attack raises the confirmed death toll from U.S. military actions against suspected drug vessels in the Caribbean to a minimum of 28. President Trump defended the campaign, asserting that the United States is engaged in an armed conflict with drug cartels and invoking the same legal framework used during the Bush-era war on terror. This legal rationale grants the executive the authority to detain combatants and employ lethal force against cartel leadership. Critics argue that the expansive use of force, combined with covert operations authorized inside Venezuela, pushes the boundaries of international law. Human Rights Watch's America's director, Juanita Gobertis Estrada, condemned the strikes as violations of international human rights standards, labeling them extrajudicial executions. She emphasized that law enforcement actions must prioritize minimizing harm and protecting civilian life, using lethal force only as a last resort against an imminent threat. The continued lack of transparency and the ambiguous legal status of the captured survivors underscore the growing tension between U.S. anti-drug policy and international legal obligations.